Welcome learners to our English lesson. Today we are going to talk about the life cycle of a dragonfly. Let's look at the stages of the dragonfly life cycle. The dragonfly life cycle is relatively short and includes three main stages. The first stage is the egg. In the first stage of the dragonfly life cycle, the female dragonfly lays hundreds to thousands of eggs. These typically hatch within a few days. The eggs are laid into plant stems or leaves, normally close to the surface of water. Some types of dragonfly lay their eggs directly into the water. Female dragonflies lay the eggs. While they are doing so, they are protected by the male dragonflies who hover nearby. It takes 2 to 5 weeks for the eggs to hatch and the first stage of dragonfly life cycle to be completed. Stage 2 is the nymph stage. Dragonfly nymphs emerge from the eggs and then spend the majority of their time underwater. This is the longest part of the dragonfly's life. While in this stage, dragonfly nymphs molt a number of times. This means that they shed in order to rapidly grow. In order to grow, the nymphs have to eat a lot, so they spend a lot of time eating live prey during this stage. This process can vary from a few months to a few years, depending on the species and habitat of the dragonfly. This stage of the dragonfly life cycle takes longer in cooler water where food is scarce. Now, learners, scarce means that the food is little or less. In warmer waters, it doesn't take as long. The last stage, which is stage 3, that's the adult, they transition straight from being a nymph to being an adult. The final molt takes place above water and is triggered by day length temperature. It marks the transition from dragonfly nymph to the adult dragonfly. They have a molt, their larval skin, before they are ready to fly. Let's look at our phonics learners. We are going to do the sound O-U-G-H. Let's go through some words. All, the, o, although, the, o, do, the, o, do, b, oro, borrow, ot, rot, ot, fort, ot, not, ot, bought, ot, sought, ot, thought. Now learners, let us try and make sentences with the words. Although we woke up and went to school, although it was very cold. Though Pam said, I enjoyed the movie, though some parts were boring. Though I help my mum mix dough for bread. Learners, please look at page 13 in the workbook. It says section B, phonic. Use the phonic words below and make sentences with each of these words. For example, bought. I bought a beautiful dress for my friend's party. Okay, learners, we are going to move on to conjunction now. What is a conjunction? A conjunction, also called a connective word, are words such as and, because, but. For example, number 1, Sam hurt his leg and Tim fell down while they were playing. Number 2, Tammy felt bad for shouting at Jim because he was not the one that broke her toy. Now, if we look at the two examples, it shows us that and because are joining two sentences together to make it one. Now, learners, look at page 14 in your workpack. It says conjunctions. Complete the sentences with a conjunction from the word bank. The first one is already done for you. The word bank, let's go through the words: although, if, whenever, because, yet, while, before. Now, if you look at number 1, brush your teeth, something, you go to bed. What conjunction will fit there to complete the sentence? Yes, before. Brush your teeth before you go to bed. Okay, learners, we are going to do creative writing now, and we are going to learn how to write a postcard. Now, normally when we are doing a postcard, we are somewhere on holiday and we want to write a little message to send back home, either to our friends or family, to tell them how our holiday is. So if you look at the template, this is a postcard. We are going to be focusing more on the back of the postcard. So on the left hand side, you can see there's a blank space, and on the right hand side, you can see there are lines and there is a square block. When we start our postcard, the first thing we do is we greet the person whom we are writing this postcard to. So I have got Dear Jamie. You can say hello Jamie or hello Sam. It's who you are writing to. So the second part, we are going to look at the body of the postcard. So when you are doing the body of the postcard, you are going to write 3 to 4 sentences about what you have experienced and something about the country and where you are writing from. So if you look at my example, I have got, I am writing to you from Dubai. It is very hot over here. Dubai is a beautiful country with the highest skyscraper in the world. People only come out at night due to the heat. And then at the bottom, after you finish write your sentences, you are going to end off your postcard by saying, for example, goodbye, or I've got see you next week, and you put your name at the bottom. So now if we look at the right hand side, the lines are there for the address. Here you are going to write your friend's address of whom you are sending this postcard to. And if we look at the block, the small square block on the top, what do you think that space is left for? Yes, that space is left for the stamp. Now the stamp is very important because the stamp represents that you paid for this postcard to be delivered. Okay, learners, if you look at page 21 of your work pack, it says section D, creative writing. Write a postcard to your friend from the island of Mauritius, telling them about your summer holidays. So you are going to do and follow the same example as I've done in the previous slide. The first thing you're going to do is you are going to greet your friend in this blank spot. You are going to write your body, which you will write 3 to 4 sentences, and then you're going to end your postcard by saying see you next week or goodbye, and you're going to write your name. Then on the right hand side on these lines you are going to write your address, and then you are also going to draw a stamp for me. And this brings us to the end of our English lesson.